Those stories in detail. Up first, the gratitude shown by the general public of Sri Lanka towards those involved in the fight against COVID-19 here in Sri Lanka. The Lotus Tower has been lit up in the color red. Of course, as mentioned before, this was done in honor of the service provided by the medical sector and all other sectors that are contributing to the control of the COVID-19 outbreak here in Sri Lanka. Now, despite these efforts taken by the health sector and other sectors that are involved in the battle against COVID-19, the general public of this country do play an important role in controlling the spread of this virus. However, due to certain irresponsible actions of our fellow brothers and sisters here in Sri Lanka, the situation is at a point where it could spiral out of control. Now, getting into those news up here first, security in Suduella Jayala has been tightened after the discovery of 6 COVID-19 patients in the area.
Reports have surfaced that some of the infected people are drug addicts and that they have associated with a large number of people. He is a person who is addicted to drugs. Other people who had associated with him are difficult to find because there is a massive network. Therefore, this will become very dangerous to Suduella in Jayala. It was reported that the spouse of the first person who was infected with the virus has also become positive. Steps have been taken to send his spouse and her 7-month-old infant to the IDH. A person who had contracted the coronavirus was earlier identified from Suduella Jayala, and the people who had associated with the infected person were informed to self-quarantine. However, as they failed to comply with the instructions and evaded police, the group of 28 was arrested following a search operation. The group was moved to the Oluville quarantine facility operated by the Sri Lanka Navy, and 6 of them tested positive for COVID-19. Health officials said the first COVID-19 case detected from Jayala comes from Swarnahansavilla in Suduella, and this person had closely associated with the COVID-19 victim from Maradana. The 6 people who tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday are friends of the first person who tested positive for the virus in Suduella. The Suduella area in Jayala is home to approximately 6,000 people. Meanwhile, 40 residents from Palace Pereira Mawatha in Jayala were taken to the Jayala grounds where samples were obtained from them for tests. Authorities believe that these people were in contact with the first COVID-19 case detected from the area. We found out that this person had many close ties with a large number of people in Suduella, Jayala. We found out that he had even close ties with the deceased person in Maradana. This is just like defusing a powerful bomb before exploding. We are of the view that a normal quarantine procedure will not be enough considering the behavior of the residents of Suduella. There is a chance that the successful process that we are carrying out might be turned upside down by the residents of Suduella. Steps have also been taken to obtain blood samples from 3 public health officials who showed symptoms of the virus.
Now, earlier this evening during the Sinhalese primetime news bulletin on our sister channel, Sirasa TV, we spoke with the Director General of Health Services, Dr. Anil Jas Singha. Now, during the interview, the Director General of Health Services spoke about the situation in Jayala as well. And here is what he had to say.
The infections were spread through a 3-wheeler driver in Suduella Jayala. He had travelled to various locations and had associated with many people. Under these circumstances, we took 32 people who had contact with him to a quarantine centre. When we were examining this group, we identified 6 people among them who had contracted COVID-19. They did not have any symptoms of the virus. We tested a group that had been in contact with these 6 patients today, and we are observing certain others as drugs also had been used here. And people who use drugs associate each other more closely than ordinary people. This is not a good situation. But the health sector with the intelligence units in the country have taken the necessary measures. So I believe that the people need not worry about this.
Doctor, although this incident was reported from Suduella, the people living in the general area of Jayala too are worried. They are worried as to what will happen to them. What is your message to them right now?
මොකද්ද මේ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ අපිට මොනව වෙයිද කියන එක මොකද්ද එයාට දෙන්න පුළුවන් පණිවිඩය මේ
දැන් මේ ලැබෙන අය හරහා නැවත නැවත
The message is that we are discovering people who have been in contact with these people. Since the day that we started detecting patients on the 11th of March, we have only been detecting patients based on the connections to patients who came down from overseas or those who contracted the disease in the country. About 10 days ago, we began to conduct the PCR test in various locations of the country. Even doing these tests, we only identified people who had been in contact with the initial patients. So this is a good situation. We hope to take more samples of people in this area. We collected samples today as well, as we will continue to do so tomorrow. So the people do not have to worry. All they have to do is stay at home and there will be nothing for them to worry about.
When we look at the global situation, we can see that certain countries are showing a sharp rise in the number of cases as well as the number of deaths due to the virus. How is Sri Lanka faring in this context?
We are actually currently controlling the situation in Sri Lanka. Since the 11th of March, not one day went by where we acted without a proper plan. The government took strong decisions. We took strong decisions. It is through these decisions that we were able to control the spread of the virus. The problem will only get worse if this spreads in the society. We are attempting to prevent this spread. If the virus is spreading in the society, even we will find it difficult to identify where it is spreading. If that happens, we cannot take decisions similar to the ones we are taking now. So it is extremely important to control this at this phase, or this will become a massive problem.
Now on to one of your headline-making stories this evening. Wearing protective face masks is now compulsory for anyone travelling on main roads and by roads. The police spokesperson SP Jali Senaratne said that measures will be taken to turn back those who are not wearing a face mask on the road. Moving on.